I think we should go up that front end and we'll walk the years of Corvettes down the line. I own somewhere around 270 cars. I keep over 200 on the floor here all the time. I don't have anything except GM in here. I've collected everything and taken everything in trade over the years, but my loyalty lies to the GM cars. My name's Rick Treewargy. We're in Punta Gorda, Florida. This is Muscle Car City. This has been a lifelong passion. It's gone on since I was about 14 years old and started building. Yeah, this one I've had a lot of years. That's kind of one of my favorite cars. From here on, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them I bought this year. I started with model cars when I was about 10 years old, and then when I turned 14, I bought my first car. Couldn't drive, but I could sure work on it. My dad was an international truck dealer, so I always had access to a shop and tools and so forth. Whatever I wanted to do at night, as long as I cleaned up the shop in the morning, it was welcome to use it. So it made life easy to rebuild these cars, and I learned a lot from his mechanics and stuff. I sold 2 before I was able to drive. Late 70s, when I started for sure, I was telling myself I was going to keep at least a car a year or something like that, and that started out at about that number. I just wouldn't sell. I might go through a dozen cars in a year, but at least one of them would stay with me, and that went on, and as times got better, that might become 3 a year, then it became a dozen a year some years, you know. But once I commit one to be in the collection, it pretty much stays with me. A lot of these cars I've had for 30, 40 years. This is the first year of a V8 in a Corvette. It's 55. The only way you know it from the outside, it's got a V in Chevrolet that shows up. Once you know it, you can see it. 1960, it's a 2.4-barrel, 265, 225 horsepower. That was the first real hot rod. It's about time Zora Duntov was getting involved, and he's bringing some power into these cars, and from here on, it just explodes. They get faster and faster. It's 283, 270 horse speed. This little car is a 58, it's 283, 245 horse. Was nothing but a detuned 270 basically. It was a little less power, a little less money. Probably $150 difference, which in that day made a big difference. Today you wouldn't think about it. This is also 283, 270 horsepower. This is 1960. My 61 just headed to the body shop for paint. When it comes time, I don't sell them, we just redo them. Corvettes is what I started restoring. But it was sacrilege to put a different drivetrain in those cars at that time. Now today, it's kind of accepted because it does make the car more usable. And I think the generations change. People my age and older want them stock pretty much, but the younger people, they want the look, but they want a drivetrain that's more usable. And so I love them both. To me, it doesn't matter. I won't take a real nice stock car and build a hot rod out of it. But if you get something that doesn't have the right motor anyways and things like that, might as well go for it. That's the way I see it. This is an absolute custom. This has won awards all over the country. It's LS, it's C4 rear end. It's all C5 suspension. It's got backup camera. It's automatic transmission, late model overdrive. You can't do much more to a 63 than what's been done to this car. This is really one of the better resto mods in the country. The rear end's 4 inches wider than a stock car, but it's been done in a way you don't notice the flares. They're there, but you don't notice them. This probably, if you got every one of these in the country together, this one's going to rate in the top couple. It's done to the nines, and it's hard to say you don't love the car. I do, but whether I could say it's my favorite, no, I really can't. I drive it very little. That's why we keep it in display. It's jacked off the ground. If you drive this car, it's got stainless underneath it and everything else, so you'd have to bring it back and Windex the undercarriage afterwards. So this one, honestly, it gets started, but it doesn't get driven very